Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. £30 million Arsenal player expected to leave this summer. Ian Wright thinks he is fantastic. Aaron Ramsdale is reportedly expected to leave Arsenal this summer, with the England international losing out on his place in the starting 11. The 25-year-old goalkeeper was surprisingly replaced this season by David Raya, with Mikel Arteta preferring the on-loan Brentford shot-stopper, despite some mixed displays from the Spaniard. As a result, Ramsdale's future has been up in the air for the majority of the January window, with some rumors suggesting that the former Sheffield United star could leave. Yet, according to The Athletic, there is now an expectation that Ramsdale will leave in the summer, with Arsenal set for another clear-out at the end of the season. Recently, lauded by Ian Wright as fantastic, the £30 million goalkeeper's fall from one of the Premier League's best to a bench warmer has been an awkward sight to see, and if Ramsdale does move on in the summer, it might not be long before Arsenal and Arteta regret their decision, with the England international who could flourish away from North London. Ramsdale is easily one of the most beloved players at Arsenal, having played a key role for the Gunners last season in their bid for the Premier League title, and with the England international unfairly dropped this season, there is little wonder why many fans and pundits believe Ramsdale has been treated harshly in recent months. Indeed, Raya's performances have been fine but unremarkable, and if Arsenal were to sell Ramsdale, it might not be long until the Gunners regret their decision. The former Bournemouth star is a future England number one in the making, and one lucky club will soon have the benefit of having Ramsdale on their books if Arsenal goes through with selling the keeper. £100,000 a week player now staying at Arsenal today, he will leave in the summer. Cedric Soares will reportedly stay at Arsenal beyond deadline day, despite the defender attracting transfer interest from Turkish clubs. The Portuguese international looked like the most likely senior player to depart the North London side for good this January, with Cedric's contract expiring at the end of the season. However, according to journalist Chris Whitley, the former Southampton star will now remain with Arsenal until the end of the campaign, where the right-back will then leave as a free agent. Earning a reported £100,000 a week, Arsenal getting Cedric off their books this month could have opened the door for the Gunners to make a signing or two, yet this now looks like an unlikely outcome. Cedric has hardly featured for Arsenal, with Mikel Arteta clearly having his preferred right-back options this season in Ben White and Takahiro Tomiyasu. And with Cedric earning as much as he does, the North London side should have made a real effort to offload the defender this month, especially with some Turkish clubs interested in signing the right-back. Indeed, Arsenal will be kicking themselves for not trying harder to sell Cedric for good this January, especially with the Portuguese international's contract coming to an end this summer. Yet, Arsenal once again dropped the ball, and the Gunners now have to live with the fact of what could have been had they acted on trying to sell Cedric this month. Arsenal to assess youngster after a smart transfer decision by Edu, says Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal will assess Albert Sambi Lokonga in the summer after his loan spell at Luton Town comes to an end, according to transfer news expert Fabrizio Romano. The Belgian midfielder had struggled to make much of an impression in the Arsenal first team before also enduring a difficult and underwhelming loan spell at Crystal Palace. However, Lokonga now really seems to have found his feet with some fine performances for Luton, and Romano, speaking exclusively to Cout Offside for his daily briefing column, has praised Gunners' chief Edu for the smart decision to get him out on loan and playing regularly in the Premier League. The 24-year-old may just have worked his way back into Arsenal's plans, with Romano hinting that there will now be a decision for the club to make this summer, whereas not so long ago, one imagines almost everyone would have expected the player to be loaned out again or sold permanently. Romano said, Albert Sambi Lokonga is starting to impress a lot in his loan spell at Luton Town, and my understanding is that Arsenal believe they made the right choice with this move. It hasn't always been easy for Lokonga since moving to England, as he struggled in the Arsenal first team and also failed to make much of an impact in a previous loan spell at Crystal Palace. Still, it's been a smart one by Edu, who wanted Lokonga to stay in the Premier League and play on a regular basis. In the summer, Arsenal will assess the situation before making a decision. Now, they just want him to focus on the second half of the season at Luton. Fabrizio Romano claims Arsenal have sold a hugely talented gem to Premier League rivals. Arsenal have reportedly sold an exciting young talent who was once deemed one of the best youngsters in England. Over the course of the day, speculation linking Gunners Academy defender Lino Souza with a switch to Aston Villa intensified. Fabrizio Romano declared, "Here we go," on Souza to Villa on Wednesday afternoon, saying Arsenal and the Villains had reached an agreement over a permanent move. Later on in the day, the transfer insider claimed that the Villains have the 19-year-old who had completed his medical and also looks set for a loan switch to Plymouth. And on Wednesday evening, Romano said on X that Souza has finally signed the contract to make him a Villa player, putting an end to his time at Arsenal. As per the reports, Souza has returned to the West Midlands after 2 years at Arsenal. He originally joined the Gunners set-up from West Bromwich Albion back in January 2022. The Athletic reported at the time that people at West Brom felt Souza was outstanding and among the best in the country at his age level. Souza didn't need long to impress at Hale End, as the hugely talented defender became a key under-21s player. In 2022, Charles Watts said on his YouTube channel the following: "He made a big impression in the second half of the season. Really hugely talented player. Lots of people at the club rave about him when you speak to them about how good this kid is." This season, Souza has made 14 appearances for Arsenal at youth level, also registering 3 goals in the process. He has been in and around the Gunners' first team of late and has been seen in senior training sessions. However, Souza hasn't made a senior appearance for Arsenal. Now, he will get the chance to prove himself at Villa following his loan at Plymouth. Fabrizio Romano says 19-year-old Arsenal gem who has everything is joining a championship side on loan. Arsenal Academy talent Charles Sagoe Jr. is reportedly set to embark on his first loan move away from the Emirates. Fabrizio Romano has taken to X to report that the Gunners will be sending the 19-year-old winger to play for Swansea City. The transfer insider has claimed that the Swans have agreed a deal with Arsenal to sign Sagoe Jr. on loan until the end of the season. Romano added that the relationship between the Gunners and the Swansea is very good, with Charlie Patino enjoying a fruitful loan in Wales this term. Romano said, "Charles will sign on deadline day." Charles joined Arsenal from Fulham in 2015 and has risen through the ranks to get to the under-21s and the fringes of the senior team, making several match-day squads. Indeed, the 19-year-old made his competitive Arsenal first-team debut this season. He got 68 minutes under his belt against Brentford in the Carabao Cup. Sagoe Jr. has also been shining at youth level with 3 goals and 10 assists from 16 outings across the Premier League 2, EFL Trophy, and UEFA Youth League. Sagoe Jr. is the second Arsenal Academy talent set to leave the Emirates Stadium this month. Lino Souza has reportedly sealed a permanent switch to Aston Villa, as we mentioned before. Arsenal and Liverpool keen on €80 million rated midfielder. Arsenal and Liverpool have been linked with the move for the Bundesliga midfielder, Hugo Larsson. A report from Sport via Sport Witness claims that the English clubs are keen on the 19-year-old Eintracht Frankfurt midfielder, but he is likely to cost a premium. The German club value the player at around 80 million euros, and it will be interesting to see if Arsenal and Liverpool are prepared to pay that kind of money for the Swedish youngster. Larsson is highly rated in the Bundesliga and he has a big future ahead of him. He could prove to be a quality future investment for the two clubs and he could develop into a key player for them with the right guidance. However, the asking price seems quite steep for a player with his experience, and Frankfurt will have to be more reasonable with their demands in order for the move to go through. Both Arsenal and Liverpool could use a technically gifted center midfielder in their ranks, and the 19-year-old would be a long-term acquisition for them. The likes of Mikel Arteta and Jurgen Klopp could help him develop into a quality Premier League midfielder with coaching and experience. The midfielder has a contract with the Bundesliga club until the summer of 2028, and he does not have a release clause in his contract. Therefore, the Germans are under no pressure to lower their asking price. It will be interesting to see how the situation evolves. Alan Brazil says £19 million player would barely get a game if he signed for Arsenal. Arsenal will be in the market for a new striker this summer. The Gunners didn't quite land a new forward in the January transfer window, but based on all of the noises coming from the Emirates, a new centre forward will be top of the agenda come the end of the season. One player who has been strongly linked with a move to Arsenal as of late is Dominic Solanke, and there has been plenty of chat about a summer move to Arsenal for the England international. However, speaking on TalkSport, Alan Brazil has cast doubt on this rumor, claiming that Solanke would barely get a game if he moved to the Gunners. Brazil debated this potential move with Gabriel Agbonlahor. Brazil said, "Would Arsenal take a chance? He might not play every week, and I'm not knocking the kid. He'd be handy if somebody said, 'Get in there, we need a goal.'" Agbonlahor said, "I feel like the problem is he the future of Arsenal, of Spurs, of Chelsea? I don't think so. I just don't see him at a top 5, top 6 club. I look at Villa, for instance. I don't see him at Villa." Solanke is a talented player and he is in the form of his life right now, but let's not get carried away here. Yes, he's been fantastic this season, but in the long term, you have to question whether or not he is actually a better player than Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal want to sign Moses Caicedo's best friend. Edu has already sent scouts to watch him. Arsenal are interested in signing Eintracht Frankfurt defender Willian Pacho, who happens to be Moses Caicedo's best friend. January was a really quiet month for the Gunners with respect to transfers. Arsenal signed nobody, and that isn't expected to change on deadline day today. However, Mikel Arteta and Edu Gasper seem to be planning for the summer, and Pacho is reportedly on their radar. Arsenal's hands were tied in this window due to financial fair play regulations. They just couldn't make any big moves, but that will definitely change in the summer. The Gunners will be active on the market after the end of the season, and they have been linked with plenty of players. The new name to come out of the rumor mill this week is Eintracht Frankfurt star Willian Pacho. The 22-year-old is having a fine season in Germany, and Bild Sport revealed that Arsenal are interested in the Ecuador defender. Liverpool and Manchester United have also been credited with an interest in Pacho, while Tottenham Hotspur were linked with a move to sign him just a few days ago. The report says Real Madrid and Napoli are monitoring him too. Arsenal director Edu has already sent scouts to watch Pacho, as have Man United and Liverpool. Frankfurt aren't too keen to let him go, and will only consider offers in the region of £50 million. Pacho has his eye on the Premier League, and the report claims he regularly speaks about that prospect with his best friend and compatriot, Moses Caicedo. Frankfurt only signed Pacho last year and have tied him down to a contract until the summer of 2028. The report says they will soon hold talks with the defender to extend his deal. Arsenal plots a surprise move for Man United star who could cost over £45 million. Arsenal have been linked with the surprise move for the Manchester United striker Marcus Rashford. A report from Football Insider claims that Arsenal are keeping tabs on the 26-year-old striker and they could look to make a move in the summer. The report further states that Manchester United are likely to demand in excess of £45 million for the England international, and it remains to be seen whether the two clubs can secure an agreement. The striker was recently fined 2 weeks' worth of wages after he was pictured partying before he called in sick for training. There have been speculations surrounding his long-term future at Old Trafford, and it will be interesting to see if Arsenal can take advantage of the situation and sign him. The 26-year-old is a top-class striker who has proven himself in the Premier League over the years. He could transform Arsenal in the final third and solve their goal-scoring problems. Gabriel Jesus is currently leading the line for the Gunners, and the Brazilian has scored just 4 goals in the Premier League. Arsenal need an upgrade if they want to compete for major trophies, and Rashford could prove to be an exceptional addition. The Man United striker is capable of leading the line, and he is versatile enough to operate as a wide forward as well. Apart from goals, he will add pace, flair and creativity to the side. Rashford is well settled in English football, and he could make an immediate impact at Arsenal if he joins the club. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.